and welcome to a brand new video. If you're new here, I'm Cassia and I make lots of bullet journal, productivity, and college lifestyle videos, so make sure you subscribe for more content. To start today, we're actually doing something a little bit differently. I picked up some gouache paint from Arteza and decided I would try to incorporate it into my bullet journal theme this month. A pack of 24 gouache colors was about $30, and I'll link it down below if you're interested in purchasing it. This was my first time trying gouache paint, so I was really unsure about how it would turn out and how these spreads would look in the end, but I'm pretty happy with it for my first time. I also picked up a mixed media sketchbook from my local craft store for about $6, but because of the way that the pages frayed up a bit when I added lots of water, I would suggest trying watercolor paper if you like the more watery and blended effect like I do. I started with a sketch of a crystal ball and used a thick flat brush to go over the page with a very light base of water. I've seen people use this wet on wet technique with watercolor, so I figured I would try it out to make the gouache paint more blendable and sheer. I mixed white and lilac to make a very light purple as my base and used a small round brush to paint. I got these brushes for really cheap at my local craft store, and I don't really have any opinions about them. They get the job done, but they're definitely not perfect. Mixing some ultramarine blue and crimson red, I went in with a darker, more mid-level purple to darken up the page. For the third color, I then mixed both the crimson and ultramarine and added a bit of the Prussian blue for a cooler toned purple. I focused that more on the edges to create shadows and dimension. In the end, it was looking a little too cool toned, so I went in with the rose color and used a very fine round brush to add some opaque detailing. I also added some lighting with white paint to accentuate the shape of the ball. I'm also saying all of this like I know what I'm doing, but in the moment I had no idea and I just winged it. But if you know anything about gouache painting, I'd love to hear your recommendations below on how I could improve, because it's definitely a medium that I'm new at, but I'm very excited about. I used a gold metallic marker to color in the base. At first, I was gonna cut out the entire page and paste it into my bullet journal, but my Tombow brush pens didn't work so well on the mixed media paper, so I just cut out the crystal ball and pasted it into my bullet journal. With a white paint pen, I added some stars and detailing into the ball. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted this theme to be, but I guess it turned out to be a starry, witchy theme, and I actually really like it. To finish off the cover page, I just wrote October in a thinner calligraphy with my soft tip Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen and added a drop shadow with my gold marker. Moving on to the monthly page, I wrote the days' titles in the same thin calligraphy style and added black bubbles for the dates in the boxes. To start tracking my progress on YouTube and keep myself accountable, I added a box on the side. I can put the amount of subscribers I gained or the total number of videos I uploaded. I plan on uploading much more frequently and I have lots of video ideas, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. I added a black drop shadow around all my boxes with my soft tip brush pen. Using the spare papers, I painted purple. I cut shapes to lay in my journal with that same craft glue. With my paint pen, I wrote October in script and added little doodles of eyes and stars around the top border to incorporate my theme. Next is one of my favorite spreads to make, my playlist spread. I just drew 5 boxes with the volume and play buttons drawn in the center. On the left of the boxes, I added printed album covers. I like printing the album covers because I'm too lazy to attempt drawing the covers myself, and I really love the scrapbook feel it gives my journal when I paste things in. Again, all of these songs will be listed in the description below. Also, if you have any song recommendations that you've been listening to on repeat, I'd love to check out new artists to obsess over, so let me know. For the bottom of the page, I cut out half a circle to replicate a crystal ball peeking up from the page and doodled stars on it to create a glowy effect. I used more of my painted paper to cut out my headings for the pages of the playlist and reflections. The pages were looking a little bare in the end, so I added gold borders of different styles to bring back some color. Finally, we're at the first weekly spread. I know this setup doesn't have a lot of extraneous spreads, but like a lot of other college students, October is one of my busiest months, so I don't really expect myself to fill out extra trackers or journaling pages. I did use the same font for my days as my calendar page and started my days halfway up the page. Let me know if you're interested in my grid spacing for the Archer & Olive A5 notebook, and I'll definitely include it in future setups. I measured out the top border with the painted paper and wrote my study tracker with my white paint pen and jelly roll pens. I also added a mini calendar in the top left corner and lines with some moons and stars. The page still looked bare, so I kept up my theme of the eyes and added them sporadically throughout the page with gold irises and stars in between. Going back to my cover page, I had some spare purple paper left, so I just wrote a little quote that said, "Let the magic begin," and cut out some squiggly borders to add above and below the quote. For more detailing, I outlined them with my gold marker and added a drop shadow to my calligraphy. So that's all for my October bullet journal setup. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've made it this far, please give this video a like and comment what theme you're planning on doing for October. Also, I make lots of videos about bullet journaling and staying productive, so make sure to subscribe to join the family, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!